Here are a few tips for you if you're just starting out to knit. I've been prepping this video for quite some time now, and finally today I woke up in the mood to just make it. I've been knitting for 1.5 years now, and these are a few tips I can tell someone who is just starting out. Tip number 1 is choosing the right material. Talk about material, I mean the yarn, stitch markers, and the needles. So for the yarn, I'd say opt for worsted medium weight yarn and choose it in light color. This will make it easier for you to see your stitches and practice with. Secondly, the needles, I'd say you opt for bamboo or wood needles since they give you a good grip. When I first started, I used metallic needles and it was very hard for me to hold my stitches in place. They kept coming off and it can be frustrating. The stitch markers will help you keep track of your work when you're following a pattern. And this brings us to tip number 2, that is learning the basic stitches. That is the knit stitch and the purl stitch. The knit stitch is the foundation of knitting, and there are a ton of tutorials online. I'll try and put some in the description box. I'll put the ones that helped me through this journey up to where I am at this point in my knitting journey. The purl stitch can be tricky to learn, but it's worth practicing. It creates a different stitch, different from the knit stitch. Casting on. Casting on is how you start your project, and there are different ways of how you can do that. I also watch tutorials on YouTube, so I say choose the one that will work for you. Okay, you choose one that best works for you. Watch all of them and then choose which one you can go with. And then binding off. Binding off is how you take off your stitches of the needles, and when you're finishing your project you take off the stitches. That is called binding. That's binding off. It took me a while to actually like get used to all the terms. I watched tons and tons of videos up until I got frustrated at some points and I took a break. That's very important actually when it comes to knitting. Take a break, come back when your mind is like refreshed. Then this brings us to the last tip, which is consistency. Consistency is very important. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that. Being consistent, I mean, start with a small project, something like a scarf, a washcloth that is not going to like complicate things for you, and then start with one stitch at a time. Practice that stitch until you are used to it, and you can do it faster. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, and that's one thing. I am always afraid of making mistakes. I used to think when you start something, you have to be perfect and all that, but that's not how it works. When you're starting out something, expect to make mistakes. You are going to make those mistakes whether you like it or not, but it shouldn't make you give up. Mistake is a way of us learning and becoming fluent or perfect in whatever we are doing. It can be frustrating sometimes, but it's the process of learning. It's part of the process of learning. Lastly, enjoy what you're doing. Choose projects that you're going to enjoy doing. So what I normally do is I go on Pinterest and then I search for easy to do knitting projects, and then I look through them and then see what I can go with. My first project was a scarf. It took me about a month to complete it, but I still did it. That's where consistency comes, and you don't give up easily. So right now I am working on my very first sweater vest. I'm not done yet. Just 1 minute, I'll show you guys. So here it is. Like, it's for my 4-year-old son, and I am following one pattern on YouTube. She has very nice tutorials. So I'm just working on the body. So this is going to be my first sweater vest, and I hope for the best results ever. So I started this actually like a week ago, and I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I'm eager to finish it. Anyway, this is going to be the end of my video today. I hope these tips help you out. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Share it. Let me know in the comment section what you think, or what do you normally do when you start something new. What do you normally consider? Do you consider perfection, or you just enjoy the process as you go? See you again in the next video. Bye bye.